Good morning, everybody. So after preparing your paper and making sure it is wet enough, you're going to use Prussian blue to make a straight line below the half of the paper and a spiral line with your Prussian blue. This spiral will act as your guide to show the vortex or the path of the fish in the water that guards the treasure. The fish that used to be a dwarf, Andvari. Now you're going to paint around that line. Lines on either side of that spiral line. And you will keep building and building that line, making it thicker and painting the rest of the water in the same direction that the spiral is going. As you can see here, I am painting the space under the line, the straight line, but I am making all of the strokes follow that spiral that I made in the middle. And I will keep painting until the guidelines are not so stark anymore and don't look so separate from the rest. I'm using a lot of water here to give the effect of water. So you have to wet your paper with the water and add the paint gradually and spread it using the wetness of your paper here. So I am always following the strokes of the spiral and I am filling in all of the space, but not everything is dark. Some of it is very light. You make light by mixing a lot of water. Now I'm cleaning my brush very well before I go to the ultramarine blue, the lighter blue that will now make our cave. The cave where Andvari hides all of his hoard. So I'm going to make a cave shape here and it will be tilting towards the left here. So I'm going to be building the cave bigger and bigger, starting with the C shape here, the opening of the cave, and going out to build the rest. Now for some variation, I'm going to take the carmine red to give it sort of a purple tinge, an angry color because of Andvari's rage when he gets caught and when he sees that Loki is trying to catch him. So just blend the red with the blue here. Doesn't have to be very solid. There could be some variations. Some places will be more red, some places will be more blue. The red can act as your shadow on the side and the blue can go on top just like this. I'm cleaning my brush again and I'm going into the lemon yellow to make the plants around because this happened in Midgard. I'm giving the base for the grass first and then I'm going into the left corner of the cave and painting a yellow glow where the treasure is hiding behind. We will not show the treasure, but we will be showing the glow to clue us in that there's something there. There's some treasure there. Now with the golden yellow, I am making the base of the tree here, just the trunk and the branches, and I'm adding some of the gold with the glow as well. And then I'm going to use lemon yellow and Prussian blue to make the green of the leaves. Now here I'm going to go back and forth between the two colors and using a lot of water. But I actually forgot to do it at first, and you'll see here what will happen. I'm putting the Prussian blue here without much water, and so it got a bit stuck on the paper and wouldn't blend when I added more yellow after and more water after. But that's okay. You'll see here that I was able to blend it after adding more yellow and more water, and I even had to add more Prussian blue after. So here I'm adding water so that to help it blend, to help the colors blend with each other. And then more of the blue, but this time on very wet paper, so that the paint won't settle and will blend right away. And I put lemon yellow on top of the spots that were very, very, very blue, too blue. And then I put water again and put blue again on the water and spread it all around. And now you can see finally it is blending a lot better and looking a lot more green. Now I'm filling in the gaps with still the same two colors, lemon yellow and Prussian blue. You can't see me clean my brush here when I switch, but I clean it with a sponge. So please, whenever you switch colors, clean your brush first with your sponge. I'm adding some blue and some vermilion on the trunk and branches to make it brown. So just blend, 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 and if you overpaint, just rework it with the paint. Don't worry about it. So here you can see that the shape earlier is not quite similar with the shape it is now, but it still works out. Now I'm using the same blue of the water, Prussian blue, to make the darkness of the cave because the water is being reflected onto the roof of the cave inside. And then I am blending it here. Before I go to the yellow, I put water so that it doesn't become all blue, and I'm leaving a spot that stays yellow here. So this is a gradient that I made with water, and I'm adding more gold here on the corner before I paint Andvari himself. And he is in the form of a fish, a big fish, and he has a few fins and a tail, and he's quite heavy set, and he's just swimming around in the middle of that spiral. He caused that spiral to appear there because he keeps swimming around and around and around, just guarding his treasure. So for this, you only need to paint him with gold, and you can add some blue and red to add a highlight and a shadow. But mostly he is really just gold. I covered the red and the blue in the end, and it wasn't very obvious that it had red and blue after because watercolor is very flexible this way. Now I'm adding more of the Prussian blue just to highlight his tail here and to move the water around him, and adding more gold and reshaping his tail here. So just keep painting him until he looks like what you want him to look like. Take your time and enjoy. Thank you.